Anime cyberpunk style meets skirmish combat in Infinity. Experience 8 high-tech factions and fight to control the human sphere at the Infinity Hub on beastsofwar.com. Keep your blaster handy, the West is a dangerous place. Fight to survive as men turn to monsters and the dead rise on the Wild West Exodus Hub at beastsofwar.com.
Hi guys, welcome to What's in the Box. Time for more Team Yankee.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to grab the box because I'm not sure what these are.
Okay.
The M163 VADS or the M901 ITV platoon.
Yeah.
Contains 4 vehicles. So, nice plastic.
Plastics. Absolutely. I will take the stack cards.
I will close the box and actually put it on the camera so people can see what we're on about.
Yep.
If I can get the box to close again.
It's fine.
Behave you.
Do it.
So, this is what we're showing you here. So, okay, these are interesting.
Yeah.
Is that an M113 hull, yeah?
Yeah, this is an M113 hull. Something the Americans are very good at doing is modifying their personnel carriers for other uses.
Okay, well, it's a 3-sprue kit.
Yep.
So I'll grab one of them here and we'll get it under close camera. So this is your standard M113 sprue. So we've got main hull, tracks, 2 different tops.
2 different tops. The one with the larger opening is for if you want to make an M113 that has a mortar in it.
Okay.
The smaller one, I believe, is for the actual ITV.
Okay. We then have a rear hatch, I believe, or is that? No, that's actually the front hatch.
That's the front engineering hatch. Yeah.
We have this, which I believe is the base plate for your mortar.
Yeah.
And this actually goes on to the side of the M113. I'm not sure what it is though.
That is a mortar base plate.
Okay, so you can actually have one of these stuck on the outside of it.
Yeah, as carried as stowage to use a mortar outside the vehicle, probably.
Okay, fair enough. We then have this, which again is the standard M113 sprue.
Yep.
Which is, let's see, we've got side skirts, we've got a couple of machine guns, hatch, unknown, shield.
Unknown. Let me have a look at the other sprue here.
Yeah, this bit right here, John.
Yeah, that is one of the, I believe that's for a closed hatch, a top closed hatch or something.
Okay, so we have gun shields, we have a grenade launcher of some sort.
Which one are you looking at?
Right here, I believe
Right
this
there.
is a grenade launcher.
I am trying to find that on the sprue. Let me have a look.
It's right here.
This?
Yeah.
Yep, that's a Mark 19.
Yeah, which is an automatic firing grenade
A
launcher.
40mm automatic grenade launcher.
For when
Awesome.
you really want to ruin someone's day.
Yes.
Closed hatch. This, which is a recoilless rifle, I believe.
Yes, that is correct. That is a 90mm.
This, which I believe is some kind of shield piece.
It's probably a cupola hatch or something.
Okay. This, which I have no idea what it is. Again, that bolts onto the side of the tank, or the vehicle, because it's not a tank.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, okay. We have a larger gun shield here.
Yep.
We have a raised shielding for a cupola.
Yep.
Another cupola, again with a raised shield on it.
You'll probably find the circular one is quite possibly for an M2 machine gun, and the other one is probably for a Mark 19.
And then you have this, which is without the shield.
Yeah.
We then have 2 plates here. I think these actually go on the front of it as well.
Yes, the larger one does, yeah.
A couple more, a larger machine gun and another grenade launcher. We then have this, which I believe goes to the rear hatch, because there's a hatch and a hatch on the rear that you actually have to glue together.
Yep.
And then have 2 mortars.
I need to do a correction here because I got one piece wrong. You were pointing at this.
Yes, this.
That's a minigun.
Okay, that's a minigun.
A 7.62 minigun.
Okay, and then I assume this is the grenade launcher.
That's the Mark 19, yeah.
Yeah, okay. We then have another hatch, mortar, and what is this?
That looks like a Coax machine gun.
Okay.
I think.
It's a Coax machine gun with something else beside it. So it's right here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, Oriskany, below.
I'm just going to come right out and say I am not overly familiar with American fighting vehicles. So.
Okay, so we now have the different sprue for this kit. So I'll assume we have up armored skirts.
Up armored sides are not actually skirts.
Okay. We have this, which I have no idea what it is.
That is a radar set for the VADS.
Okay, then this.
That is the holder or the mounting for the ITV launcher.
Okay, this.
That is a armored hatch
Okay.
for underneath the ITV launcher.
Okay, then we have this.
Face for the ITV launcher.
Okay, and this.
That is the range finding mounts for the VADS.
Okay, we have a cupola with a minigun mounted.
Yep, that's our Vulcan for the VADS.
Yep. We flip over and we have the top.
The top is for the VADS as well.
And then we have these two pieces here.
These two pieces here are the rectangular piece.
This?
Yep, that is front armor.
Okay, and this?
And that is the ITV's rocket container.
And we have another piece of
the VADS
shielding.
turret. Yep.
So
I believe that's it.
Everything to put these together.
Yes.
In combat, what exactly would these be used for?
As far as I'm aware, the VADS is an anti-air, similar to the Russian Shilka,
Okay.
but has a minigun instead. It has a 20mm Vulcan
Yeah,
minigun.
that's scary.
Yep, or Gatling, as it is in this case.
Still, that is horrible, horrible weaponry.
Yep.
Because any of those weapons have a ridiculously high rate of fire.
They also expend ammunition like mental, so
Yeah.
you'll never find a lot of them doing a lot of consistent fire. It'll be burst fire.
Yeah.
But yes.
Right, so we're not going to have the original Predator movie scene where it's just the guy walking through a forest with a backpack of ammunition and just spraying everything around him constantly.
Yes, because that weapon can't exist.
Right.
That is not a real man-portable system.
Okay.
Because it's too impractical.
Right.
It's the last thing you want to give an infantryman is a minigun with a limited amount of ammunition and a battery pack with it.
True.
It's the last thing you want to
the
do.
battery pack's going to be stupidly heavy.
Very much so.
The ammunition, with the rate of fire on those, you can fire for what, maybe 10, 15 seconds?
Maybe not even. You might be looking at like an 8-second burst out of something that size on a person's back.
Yeah, okay. So basically, whenever you see infantry guys in movies running around with miniguns or Vulcan cannons...
Except Terminator 2, because that was awesome.
Yeah, but that's Arnie. You would
Yeah.
expect him to be fit to carry that much weight.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if he had it in Predator, I would have been fine with it. Instead, it was one of his bodybuilding buddies.
Yep. Technically, in the American military, you typically see the miniguns on something that requires it to lay down a wall of steel. So you have the likes of the Black Hawk helicopters, they'll have miniguns, because that is a suppression weapon in the air.
Yeah, well, if you want to clear a landing zone, why not?
The VADS, obviously, it's, you know, the weapon doesn't need accuracy. The weapon needs to put up that wall of steel.
Yeah.
Particularly if you're firing tracer rounds, because the last thing a helicopter pilot wants to do is fly into a cloud of tracer fire. And that is something that they found since the Second World War. Pilots do not generally fly into anti-air that has a large amount of tracer in it, because they look at the tracer and go, nope.
Well, that's fair enough.
Yep.
All right, I'll tell you what, we'll get these put together,
Yeah.
and we'll be right back. Okay, so we've got these built. Let's have a look at them under close camera, because they're quite nice little vehicles.
Yeah.
This looks really intimidating for such a diminutive vehicle.
Yeah, the VADS does look pretty intimidating, I have to admit.
Yeah, I'm wondering, why did they up armor the sides on this?
Because, like a lot of personnel carriers at the time, there was no armor.
Okay.
Armor was a thing that happened to other people when you were an M113 driver. The M113 is actually, if I get onto a bit of historical, was first used in Vietnam.
Really?
Yep, and the troops hated it.
It was they've kept it through that.
It was one of the first vehicles that had an enclosed troop carrying capacity, and in Vietnam, that was the last place you wanted to be, was on the inside of a vehicle where you A, couldn't see who was attacking you, and B, couldn't fight back.
Not to mention, it would have probably been incredibly hot.
Yes, so what they found was in Vietnam, the troops actually built sandbag bunkers on the top of the M113 and would sit up there with their weapons so they could actually fire.
Not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea, and that's where I believe the Soviets got their idea of the infantry fighting vehicle with the BMP, where they could actually fire their AKs from inside the vehicle.
Ah, I see. Right, and our other vehicle here.
This is the ITV.
So this looks a little bit space age to me.
It does a little bit, and I keep saying the name with a little chuckle in my head because in the UK, ITV is a television channel.
Yeah.
And I can't take that seriously. But
what does this thing shoot?
Right, this shoots. We'll move on to the stat cards then, shall we?
Because I'm looking at this going, this looks far too sci-fi to be, late 70s.
Yeah, well,
whatever time period this is.
The 70s and the 80s in military terms created some pretty weird stuff.
Yeah.
You had the M60 tank life extension program, which turned it into something they called the Starship.
Right.
Which was a horrible idea, and they didn't like it.
Right. How long did that last?
It lasted a while. It basically took and put a new turret on this M60 that allowed it to fire a 152mm howitzer, but it was a short barrel howitzer, so it was like a bunker buster.
Right.
But it could also fire anti-tank missiles. Something the Russians did later on their MBTs and worked really well.
Yeah, but
the problem is that the Starship was too ahead of its time, and the computer systems were not happy about it.
Okay.
So that didn't work too well.
Yeah, this just feels weird to me.
Yeah.
I've put a howitzer on it. By the way, I've made it multi-ammunition.
Yeah.
Why?
They weren't overly keen on it. The crews didn't like them that much, and they became even more unreliable than the M60 did.
Yeah.
So, the M901 ITV. Yeah. This is an anti-tank vehicle.
Okay.
This is a tank hunter. This fires 2 missiles.
Okay.
So these are your wire-guided anti-tank missiles that use, I believe it's hollow charge rounds. Yeah,
okay.
That chemical energy round. You're not going to like this much because this vehicle is a pretty short-range vehicle.
So it's, what, just send it up, hope that it gets to shoot?
Yeah, basically, I think the way the stat card reads is it has a minimum range of 8 and a maximum range of 48. So hang on. At long range, you're okay.
48 is not a bad range.
But you're playing with a vehicle that has front armor 3 and side armor 2.
Yeah, but
you are a fragile little duck.
You might be fragile, but you're going to put them into cover somewhere, and as soon as you see the opportunity to smack someone, you're going to roll out, turn, fire, and hope to take them out before they get shot back at you.
Yep. So we have a few special rules for this as well.
Okay.
So we have amphibious.
Okay, always nice.
Treat impassable water as difficult terrain.
Always nice.
Guided, because the 2 missiles are guided. Heat, because they're a high explosive anti-tank. Hammerhead, team can remain gone to ground while shooting with the missiles.
Now
so
that's useful.
These vehicles can go hull down.
Aye.
So that makes them incredibly hard to hit, but because of the height of that missile launcher, they can fire over cover.
I like that. And I like that I can be in cover and actually take a shot with this.
The other balancing factor that makes the ITV a very viable option is thermal imaging. Roll 2 dice for night visibility and choose the highest score.
I like
no 2 hit penalties for night and smoke. So if
penalties for smoke?
If you have smoke, if you have your M109s, drop a smoke bombardment in front of your ITV platoon, they can still see through that.
Okay.
There's handy.
Tactical tip right there.
Yep, so if you have a tank formation coming at you, you drop smoke at the tank formation. Hopefully your roll is good enough for your thermal to see through that, and you can still fire.
It's a valid tactic. Give it a try. Let us know in the comments below.
Yep. So, VADS.
Yes.
Let's talk about the VADS.
Yes.
So we have the 20mm Vulcan on this thing.
Yeah, which just looks mean.
It does. It has a range of 20 inches.
Uh-huh.
It has a halted rate of fire of 7.
Lovely.
And has a moving rate of fire of 4. So not too bad. You're losing a bit of shot there. Like the Shilkas that we've looked at before, it has a dedicated anti-aircraft radar.
Yeah, that's this little dish on the side?
Yeah, that's the little dish on the side.
So I'll put this on the close camera. Right here, that's your radar. Okay.
So things that make this a bit different to the likes of the Soviet Shilka. Amphibious, again.
It's small.
It's small. It has the same amphibious rule as most M113s have.
Yeah.
The dedicated AA radar is used full rate of fire when firing at aircraft.
Aye.
And the radar, no to hit penalty for range over 16 inches.
Nice.
So that's good as well.
So an aircraft could just clip my maximum range and I'm getting my full rate of fire at it.
Yep. So points values of the VADS.
Yeah.
So you can build 2, which is for 3 points.
That's fine.
Or you can build 4 for 6 points.
Okay, something cheap on the American side.
Yeah, so that is pretty good. The ITV only comes in platoons of 2 for 3 points.
Okay, so I'll assume it's... Having more of those together would be a little bit much.
Yeah.
You know, you could have 2 platoons hang out together on the battlefield.
Yeah. What I would use these guys for, I would probably say if I was taking a big infantry platoon that had M113s, these would escort them. Okay. So you'd have 1 platoon of VADS, 1 platoon of ITVs escorting them. So that unit, that platoon, in its own armoured fighting vehicles, is supported by AA and anti-tank.
It's a viable option.
I would probably say that's how it was done in reality, but I'm not too sure on semi-modern American tactics.
Well, this is also theoretical warfare as well, because you know the battle tactics would have had to evolve as soon as first contact was made.
Yeah. And you actually, if you've read the Team Yankee novel, and I definitely would recommend if you're interested in the game reading the novel, they actually have an ITV platoon hooked up with Bannon's tank company.
I see, okay.
They don't do so well, but no spoilers. Spoiler alert!
I think everyone in Team Yankee didn't do so well.
Yeah, nobody came out of that pretty well. Yeah. Not as bad as they came out of Chieftains anyway, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That was a worse novel. That was a terrifying novel. Yeah, so I have a third stat card here, or is it just a repeat? Let me see here quickly.
I think it's a repeat.
Yes, it is. You're correct.
Okay. It does happen the odd time that you get an extra card.
Yeah.
So. But I tell you what, guys, drop us a comment below. Have you used these in combat yet? Have you faced off against them? Drop us a comment below. We will see you in the next video.
Become a general of mighty armies at the Kings of War Hub. Take command of elves, dwarves and orcs in this game of masked fantasy combat on beastsofwar.com. Venture into the dangerous dungeons of myth as a mighty hero and stand against the darkness. Visit the Myth Hub on beastsofwar.com and begin your story.